It's weekly metal reviews here. Tyler, Zach, Sam.
Merry Christmas, great stocking stuffer.
We may be doing this kind of a little early, but there's nothing really left this year that's coming out that we're going to review besides a couple things here and there. And so the end of the year is pretty much here for us. And we're doing our top 10 albums. This one's going to be, we're splitting it in two, so this one's going to be from number 10 to number 6. So let's start here. Number 10, I had Spawn of Possession's album, Incurso, I think it's called. This came out on Relapse, and this is just an absolutely amazing technical death metal masterpiece, I would say. It's some of the most twisted, most fucked up death metal you would ever hear. The lyrics are just absolutely dark and deep, and just the guitar work is what really grabs you in this. It just the song "Body is Sleeper," when it gets to the middle, that part is so mind fucked. It's crazy. I love this album. I highly recommend it for anyone that's into death metal. If you don't know this band, if you don't know this album, you really need to, because this is some really fucking amazing death metal. So that's my number 10.
My number 10 is Meshuggah, Koloss. I mean, if you know Meshuggah, this album pretty much retains the whole entire theme Meshuggah has, that really low-tuned guitar, drone-ish, very technical sound. For me personally, I don't think this album added up to what Obzen was. I don't think really anything they can do was. So it was a little bit disappointing for me, but I still love this album. It's heavy as fuck. There's a lot of catchy technical riffs on this that are just weird as hell and make you shit your pants. Yeah.
Number 10, I had Every Time I Die, this album, however you want to pronounce it, X Lives or X Lives. I say X Lives, or no, I say X Lives, but everyone seems to say it a different way. But it's a really aggressive album. And if you know any material from Every Time I Die, it's just as aggressive as anything else, and it's just a really powerful album, and it'll piss you off. Straight from the path or something. But, my number 9 is The Time of Great Purification by Pathology. Just because, I mean, a lot of people may think this band is a mockery of death metal or something like that, just because they got a deathcore vocalist or something, or former deathcore vocalist. But I think after their last album, if they didn't prove themselves to you, and they definitely did with this album, because it's just as brutal, just as catchy, just as groovy even, that it's just, I think it deserves to be in my top 10 because of that.
My number 9 is Upon a Burning Body, Red, White, and Green. This album is a really good deathcore album. If you're a noob who doesn't know anything about deathcore, I would say pick this up. Even if you aren't Mexican, I think this is a great album. There's a lot of catchy tracks on it. I haven't listened to this album a month, so I forget a lot of titles. Sin City's one of them. What's the one? The Stars in the Sky, or Bright at Night.
Some of the Time in Mexico.
Yeah, that one. It's just a really catchy album. I saw this band live after this album was released at Mayhem. It kills live. This stuff is awesome. Yeah.
Number 9, I had Between the Buried and Me's Parallax 2 Future Sequence. This album is such a giant in this year's progressive metal releases. It's just, they really created something that is so big and so absolutely amazing. You would, when you listen to this over and over again, you still find things that you haven't heard the previous 10 times you listened to it. It's a really long album, but it's one that creates such an atmosphere and paints such a picture with its story, and just the overall technical play and musicianship in this band is just enough to just amaze anybody. It really blew me away. I mean, the song Telos is just absolutely amazing. I mean, that's probably my favorite song. Or Silent Flight Parliament. That's a great song too. Just when Between the Bear and Me breaks to those parts where they really showcase like a clean vocal style and just a lot of melody, and that's when Between the Bear and Me shines, and they're unique, and they have a lot of that on here. And this is a great album, great first release on Metal Blade for them. So yeah, my number 8 is Epicloud by Devin Townsend, the Devin Townsend project. Well, what's to really say about Devin Townsend? I mean, he's just an amazing, absolutely timeless musician. This album is no different. This album is just so unbelievably catchy. I mean, every song will get stuck in your head. And this album just has so much to it, from giant orchestration and almost gospel sounding like background along with everything. And the title Epic and Loud just really fits this. I mean, this album is epic as shit. And just songs like Save Our Now or Kingdom, it's just awesome. And everything about this album is just damn near perfect. And I know you're saying like, wow, damn, if it's perfect, why isn't number 1? But it's just other things. But this album is really, really fucking awesome, and you should really check it out.
My number 8 is Whitechapel, their self-titled album, Whitechapel. This album is just awesome. It's went in a different direction, and from where the other stuff was. A lot of their other stuff was, I mean, don't get me wrong, this album can be groovy at parts, but like, you listen to like This Is Exile or the one in between those two, I forget the title. Those are more focused on groove or just very strictly deathcore. Like, this one has a lot of groove too, but it's definitely focused in a different direction. It does something new. It was kind of like a little bit of breath of fresh air for the whole entire deathcore scene. I mean, there's just so many new, like instead of like a typical deathcore band that releases the same album with tremolo picks and chug chug, this band like does like stuff they haven't done before, and it's just really awesome. It's very enjoyable. It's very heavy, groovy. Thumbs up.
For my number 8 album, I had Deftones,
Yo Nokan.
It's something like that. I mean,
some Japanese stuff.
I've never really listened to the Deftones a ton before, as you people say all the time. But haha, joke. But I've started listening to this album just because I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. And after the song they released before, I was like, alright, that's a good song, so I'll check it out. And it's just something that really blows you away. A lot of people know the Deftones, so I don't really have to go in depth and say how amazing it is. You just automatically know that it's something great. And I mean, if I had listened to them before and, you know, liked them more than I do, they would probably be up higher, but I'm just starting to really get into them, I guess you could say. So for now, it's just my number 8, but it's growing on me. Number 7, I had the Haarp Machine, Disclosure. It's just a wonderful album from start to finish, in my opinion. Something that offers so much. It's like dumping 7 kinds of cereal in a bowl and eating it all at the same time. And, you know, each bite just tastes different somehow. It's still all the same cereal, it's still cereal, but it still just tastes different somehow. Wonderful analogy, right? But it's just an amazing band that has just a lot of creativity, and I really, really enjoyed this album. And it's just such a great release, such a great debut release. Yeah.
Number 7?
Yeah.
Contortionist. Intrinsic, or however you say it. This album's awesome. It's probably my favorite progressive, if that's what you want to call it, album of the year. But, well, I'd not say favorite album of the year, but definitely one of the more favorites in my personal opinion. But, anyway, this album is very different from their first album. Their first album was more solid, or I don't know how to explain it, but it was just more of a I would say, full album. This one has a lot of instrumental tracks on it, and it goes in a different direction. Like, they focus a lot on clean, and the singing on it it's just improved so much from their first album. Not that it was bad or anything, it's just gotten a lot better, and it's a really good album. If you haven't heard it, you like progressive stuff, you are retarded. Yeah.
Number 7, I had a kind of a progressive band as well. I had Swallow the Sun, Emerald Forest, and the Blackbird. I did not really know this band until maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, and then I started listening to this album, and this album grows on me every fucking time I listen to it. Just the dark atmosphere that this album has, it's just like death is hanging over you while you listen to this. That's just like, it's so dark. This might be one of the darkest albums I've ever listened to. In the death metal side, this kind of the death metal side that this band has is just amazing. I love that side of it. It really shines in songs like Hate Lead the Way. But the vocals is what really sells me with this band. Not only the female vocals that are used at times. I mean, the song Cathedral Walls is enough to just sell me on this album. I mean, that song blows my mind. But the male vocals, the clean vocals, are just absolutely captivating. I mean, from the very first word that is sung, you're hooked. And this is seriously a band that everybody needs to check out and enjoy, because this is like a hidden gem in a year full of absolutely crazy good music, and definitely check this out. Number 6, the last one for this video, for us, number 6, I had the Acacia Strain, Death is Only Mortal. The Acacia Strain just fucking delivered an excellent album with this one, fueled by anger and hate as always. Some amazing lyrics, amazing vocal, catchy bullshit. Just probably some of the heaviest guitar work I've heard in a long time, and some of the heaviest guitar of this year. Just Mouth of the River, Brain Dead. I mean, it's just incredible that they added melody to this. Not that they never had it, but there's more melody than present in the past. I mean, this album is just absolutely just incredible to listen to. One that really has a lot of energy and anger to it. And it's, yeah, they might use a lot of breakdowns, but that's the fucking point. I mean, they're trying to just kill you with brutality and breakdowns. And this album is amazing, and everybody needs to really check it out.
Number 6, I had Skyharbor, Blinding White Noise. This is probably my most favorite progressive album of the year. This album is just a jaw-dropping, great album. It's really good. The guy on it is the old guy from Tesseract, and his vocals, I mean, he's definitely one of the best, I'd say top 10 new, like, in the past 5 years, breakout vocalist, I guess you could say, but he's definitely the top of his game. His vocals should put a big element in this album that really brings me into it, and one of the reasons why I enjoy it. But overall, this band has some, I guess, gent elements in it, and it's not like one of those bands like and they actually know how to use that explosion of gent when they want to, and not just write an album that's like the whole time. And it's really good. It's just very melodic. I enjoy it a lot. I remember when I got it, I had to bring it up to Tyler, and Tyler shit his pants and blew like a crater in the floor.
Yep.
There you go. It's all yours, baby. Number 6.
Number 6, I have Get What You Give by The Ghost Inside. I really enjoyed this album. I always thought, well, I like Returners more because that album is just so great to me. But what this album maybe lacks to some people in technicality or brutality, it really makes up in what a lot of hardcore bands make up for in is like heart and lyrics, and like I guess a pun is like what they stand for, but
Ha!
it's like it's such an album that, you know, The Ghost Inside is just such a powerful band. I mean, you know, there's hardcore bands like Stick to Your Guns, who put an album out earlier this year, or even Straight from the Path, or The Ghost Inside. Those bands that really, you know, may not be
Choose your words carefully. I have this on my number 3.
but they may not be like, you know, the most I don't know, Winter Sun or something, where it's like, you know, magical or this or that, or Whitechapel where it's brutal, but they definitely have a lot of heart, and, you know, they put out some really powerful albums lyrically, and it's just good music, good wholesome music. Wholesome.
Part 1! The
You already know number 3.
Number 5 to
Don't have
number
to watch
1.
any more videos.
It's coming soon.
Good day.